What's going on, peeps? It's Wrath here, hanging out today, playing some more Watcher of Realms, and today I want to do a little bit of testing on Elysia, primarily in Guild Boss 1 and Guild Boss 2. That's kind of where we're going to focus, because she does a lot of damage there anyways, just kind of her forte. But in the recent tests that I've been doing on my account, just kind of running and seeing who is doing a lot of damage, like, everyone knows, like, Deimos was, like, the undisputed king of boss damage for Epic Heroes, but actually, what I've been seeing is that she does more damage than he does. So, she right now is kind of like the best single target damage dealer for the epics, at least, in the game right now. So, that's what we're going to kind of try to see, is just how much more she's going to shine over Deimos now. I don't want to do a bunch of, like, swapping the gears back and forth on these guys, because I've done that before. Essentially, the gear set that she has on right now was the gear set that Deimos did have on for the vast majority of the testing that I was doing, because I just assumed he's my best damage dealer, he needs my best gear for guild boss fights, and then when I swapped it over, I saw that wasn't necessarily the case. So, I haven't done anything with Guild Boss 2 yet with her, so that's going to be something new for us today, but Guild Boss 1, she has been showing just better damage overall than Deimos has, so we're going to run a Nightmare 3 fight with her as our primary damage dealer, and then we'll jump over and do a Guild Boss 2 fight and see kind of how she shakes out there. I'm assuming her Radiant Erosion stacks will be great for Guild Boss 2 because it does damage based on the enemy's defense. Guild Boss 2 has a crazy high amount of defense, so that should be really good for us. And then also being able to do true damage during her ultimate will also just be really key to getting through Phase 2. We've never broken through Phase 2 on this account yet, so that will be a really big win if we do. For right now, that's kind of the goal. But before we do that, we do need to upgrade Hollow. I've got her up to level 60, but I didn't promote her all the way. This extra HP will be very nice. She's sitting right at just under 19,000. When I go into Guild Boss 2, I like to make sure everyone's minimum health is like 18k plus, because if it's not, he will just like one-shot them. So I'm going to go ahead and get her promoted up, get her to 6-star. Finally, about time. I do use her in like everything. So now she'll be quite a bit stronger. That's great. I don't think I have any awakens for her, but that should bump her up to a little over 19, actually 20,000 health, and that's where I kind of want to see her. So I'm going to bring her in for sure. The reason is I want to see her rage regen popping off a lot, healing people up with the double heals, but constantly giving us rage regen is super duper nice. I want that. The more ults that I can cast, especially with her, especially the faster I can cast her ults, the faster her damage is going to kind of ramp up. So that said, we've got people upgraded, we need it upgraded. Let's jump in and give the guild boss a tickle here. So, I have been attacking Nightmare 4 for like the bottom chest, just because, but there's no way I can break those high shields. The first shield, yeah, no problem. The second shield jumps up from like 3 million health to like 12 million health. I'm just not quite there yet. So we're going to run Nightmare 3, just kind of makes sense. As for the team, I don't think I'm going to change... Decimus. I got him in here and Baron in here because I was swapping between the two for Nightmare 4 so that I could cheese past his shields and put my guys out again. Don't need that. 8 people going in. You're going in, 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 you're going in. One more person needs to go in. I think it's going to be Idril. She just does pretty solid damage all around. And now, do we just want to run it? Yeah, let's just run it. I don't think we'll need to play test. Let's go ahead and just get the attack to actually count. Skip the intro animation here. Now, since she does not have a Wailing Skull on, my Deimos does, I don't like to put him down first, because if I do, sometimes it messes up the order of like when I can place my fighters down, because he will be popping in like little shadow clones, which is just a little bit annoying. I don't like that. But let's go ahead and pop him in now, right there. Oh, wait. I've already messed up my placement. Wrath is supposed to be over there by, give this a quick restart. Wrath needs to be where Dolores can buff him. Being in the middle makes no sense at all. That's my bad. Let's go ahead and pop you down like so. Estrid, I mean, we could put Estrid in that slot, but I don't think it's going to make a tremendously large difference. It'll probably be pretty much the same in the end. Go ahead and pop you down like this. Pop you down like this. Pop you down like this. We have 2 more heroes to place. I'm going to place him down, and then I'm actually going to do this. I'm going to pop in Baron, and then I'm going to sell Baron right back off, because that's going to boost everyone's attack speed by 35%. And then when you sell them, I believe they just retain that buff, so there's no point in not doing that. Pop Idril in the back here. And now we're going to have to kind of wait. I'm going to pop her ult as soon as she gets it every time, until at least she's popped 3 times. And then I'll probably just still do that anyways, because I want to make sure that she is capable of getting that 30% attack boost, 30% damage boost as soon as humanly possible. Get Hollow popped here to keep everyone alive. She should be able to make sure no one dies now, especially being 6-starred the way she is. People take some damage, but those double heals heal pretty hard, and we're looking okay. As for the ultimate proc here, or the Lord skill, I'm not too terribly worried about timing it perfectly. It doesn't seem to matter all that much. But we are going to pop like this, like this, like this, like that, like this, like this, and then we'll pop this, because that's going to give the damage boost of her, popping her ult, giving her damage boost, giving her attack boost, Dolores' attack boost, and since it scales off the attack, that makes it kind of do the most damage it's going to do. So we're going to let that kind of run out. Everyone's ults. I don't do like ult chaining where I just drop ults constantly as they kind of come up. I've done it a few times with testing, and it's pretty much the same damage output as if I just wait and pop the ults right there before he does his shield. So the way I see it, I don't really have any reason to sit there and just constantly try to pop the ults as fast as possible as soon as they come up. It's just more hectic, more chaotic, and it doesn't really lead to a damage boost. Now, if you had somebody like Laurel, which I do not have, then of course that would make a lot more sense. Go ahead and pop her ult, get it going. Navras, I could probably get away with popping him more often. I'm going to go ahead and pop this just because she's already got it filled up. We'll go ahead and get that going. But I could probably pop him fairly often, and he would get his ult back in time for the shield again, just because he has a pretty low cost for it, but I'm not going to worry about it. Alright, so she should be able to get everyone healed up here, and no one should die from this meteorite. Hopefully, if they do, I will be a little bit sad. Here we go, meteorite coming in. Here should come the second shield. Go ahead and pop this, pop this, pop this, pop this, pop that, pop her. And I guess we could pop this, but I'm just going to wait on it. There's no point in letting it hit just 2 times. I can let it hit 4 times, and that's fine. So even if it's not during this little weakened phase here, it should still do pretty good damage. We're already over 5,000, which is pretty solid. I'm pretty happy with that. That leads us to around the 10,000 damage mark, which is good. We'll go ahead and pop that now, just because I don't want to sit there and hold on to it for the entire fight. Doesn't make a whole lot of sense. We'll pop it when it kind of comes up, but if it's not perfectly in time with Dolores and her ult, I don't think it's going to make too tremendous of a difference on her overall damage. Right, so we'll wait until he pops his Infernal Roar, then we'll get her charging everybody's ults again. Already at 6,200 damage, that's pretty good. So we'll go ahead and pop her just because. She'll kind of heal herself here a little bit as well, and then I'll pop her. And this should keep Hollow from having to heal Elysia as much. She'll kind of take care of herself a little bit, which is great. But yeah, everybody's looking pretty healthy, not seeing too many risky signs of potential death. But of course, it's usually going to be that last, he promotes himself the last time where you have a chance for that burning to tick somebody out or something. Especially on like an account like this where it's just a little bit lower. I'm just going to save onto this. We're close enough to getting ults, and he's about to pop his shield anyway. No real reason to go ahead and just burn it right now. So here we go. Pop that, pop this, pop that, pop that, pop this, pop that, and then we will pop that. And that will kind of get through that last shield pretty quickly. Honestly, with that kind of damage, we may be able to take the second shield on Nightmare 4, but I don't know. That's still a lot. It is a crazy amount. The reason I don't pop Hollow on cooldown, and this is just because if I do pop her like right now, A, she's not healing anybody, so it doesn't really do anything. She would be recharging Rage a little bit faster, but he will eventually, like if she runs out of her double heals and he's dropping meteorite impacts and stuff and everyone's taking a lot of damage, it's very possible for my guys to die if she's not healing through the biggest bulk of the damage. So that's why I wait for this first Infernal Roar to come out, hit everybody pretty hard, and then I will pop her ult to make sure that she is healing everyone. I'm actually not going to pop Elysia right away here. I'm going to wait for Dolores because she's at 90%. So we'll go ahead and pop her, pop this, and then we'll pop that. This is like the last 30 seconds, so when anybody gets their ult, I am just going to pop it, and then we should be pretty good to go. So we're over 10,000 damage. That's fantastic. Love to see it. I already did hit over a 10k, so I figured we would, but it's looking like we may even get all the way to 11 here. We're not going to have time to pop this again, so let's just go ahead and pop that one. We are going to make it to 11 for surezies. That is awesome. Love to see it. So we did get that achievement there for hitting 10,000 damage on the dragon, which is great. Love to see it. Boom. 11,142 damage. Pretty happy with that. But let's see where the damage came from. Now, something to realize here as well and to accept is that Deimos is not A5. If he was A5, his damage would obviously be better, but as you can see here, Elysia dropping 34 million damage. That's pretty solid. Now, Deimos does have the Wailing Skull on, so he does get a little damage boost out of that. I could try swapping that artifact between the two and seeing if it makes her stronger or not. I don't really know. But as you can see, as it currently sits, she is out-damaging Deimos by almost 10 million damage, which is pretty freaking good. That's not bad at all. Now, when he gets A5'd, I'm not sure how much that would shift. It does obviously boost his damage quite a bit. Those Awakenings do help him get through defense a little bit more, help him deal extra damage, extra tearing stacks. So one day when we have A5 Deimos, it'll be a head-to-head competition to see who really is the king of boss damage, but right now, as it sits, she is. She is doing more damage than him by quite a bit. My other guy is obviously not doing crazy amounts of boss damage, but right now my gear is, we'll just say it's pretty mediocre, okay? it's kind of dookie. I am kind of debating whether I want to either spend 200 diamonds a day to do a Nightmare 4 hit and 2 Nightmare 3 hits just to make sure I get this final chest, because the final chest does give 3 random items instead of just 2. I don't really care about these, doesn't really matter on this account, but being able to get like some extra Divine Summons or Ancient Summons would be really nice. That said, first boss fight out of the way. Second boss fight we'll jump into in a quick second, but gear-wise, we've been doing okay. So this event's been going with the Tireless Raider. We did grab a couple of ancient pieces, which is nice. So she's got a fairly decent set going on here. The Annihilating Might is looking pretty good on her anyways here. But my right side gear is pretty flimsy. This is probably my best right side gear set, which is sad. It's 2 pieces of the set you get for free out of the storyline, and then 1 piece I just upgraded because I didn't like the 60% crit rate as main stat. I just don't think it's a very good main stat, and this gave her more attack. So it's not like a super amazingly rolled piece. Might run some hammers on it maybe someday and try to get it good, but for the Doom set, probably not worth it. But yeah, we don't really have like super great stuff going on for like the Night Terror set. Having a really great Night Terror set would be great. But eventually, like, Soulbound Arcana, I feel like on her is going to be absolutely ridiculous, because she pops her ult so many times. She's going to hit that 50% damage bonus cap super, super fast, and that'll be great. But for nowsies, our left side gear is actually starting to look pretty good. We've gotten quite a few Ancients out of this event, which is great. We did get a couple unfortunate drops. I got 2 pieces pretty much identical to this, where it's crit rate, crit damage, attack speed, and no attack bonus, which really, really sucks. This might be the other one right here. It's got HP bonus instead of defense bonus and a worse attack speed roll, but that kind of blows. Things you don't love to see. But yeah, that's kind of how that went. But either way, our left side gear is looking a lot more cohesive now. We actually have set bonuses going on. Fairly decent pieces of gear, nothing too crazy. But our right side gear, as you can see by clicking on the dudes, is pretty dookie. Like, my second best is rocking Mana Spring and Guardian for a DPS. Not good. So we're going to work on that a little bit in the future. That said, we're going to jump in now and give old Simra here a little bit of a tickle. Alright, so how do we want to run this? We've got 10 spots. I need to make sure, if we do make it to phase 3, that Medan can heal everyone. First things first, need to drop you, and I need to bring you in. You are going to be part of the team now. Need it. I've debated bringing a Solday in, just for the Lord bonus on like all these dudes that I have from the faction, but I'm thinking I might be able to drop Olag here and just run Livian as not only the main tank, but also a stun. So I'm going to try it without him. I'm going to bring her, of course, because she's kind of the big, not really the big daddy, but like the big mommy of damage right now. This is just for crowd control on Saw phase. Actually, her Lord skill should do... yeah, does it do stun on all of them? No. Does phase 2 stun? Yes, it does. So there's 3 stuns there, or 4 stuns there. So I can pop that anytime it's not in the first phase of, you know, the hammer, and get some extra stuns on that Saw. So that would be pretty nice. How else do we want to run it? So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 ground tiles, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, wait, we got 5 and 5. So how are we going to place these dudes down? That's really what, because I want Medan to cover everybody. If she's not covering everyone, you're going to be in a problem. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If I put her right here facing that way, that would kind of work. And then that would cover 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. We could make that happen. That actually kind of works with 5 and 5. Navras, not a great damage dealer here, but he does give me that nightmare boost, so I'll probably keep him. Just because, obviously I like her for the defense down. We'll just try to run it like this and see where we end up. I'm assuming that most of the damage that we're getting out of these people will be pretty inconsequential. These two are going to be where our damage comes from, so everyone should be fairly healthy, have over the 20,000 health needed. Your tank needs a lot more because they take double damage from that initial slap. So let's get into it and see what we can do. So I still got to get a little bit brainy with my placement of heroes. We don't want Deimos to go down first, because if we do put Deimos down first, he will he'll be a turd, and he'll probably pop that little wailing skull, so we have to wait and drop other people. Let's get him in there like so. We'll get Elysia probably on this back line since she can reach anyway. That's 1, 2. I don't want... guess we can run her in the middle. You usually don't want people in the middle because Sawblade hits the middle twice, and that's not ideal. We're going to run her there just for the sake of it and see if it'll work out. Let's get her down, then we'll get Deimos down, and then we will get you down like this. That's everybody in cleanse range so far. Dolores back here will cover both my best DPS. That's great. We'll probably throw... you right here. Wait, will you hit right here? Yes, okay, that's great. And then we can put you here. I don't know if I want Hollow in the middle, though, because she will be getting hit twice, and that will be a problem. I don't really want her here twice either, though. If someone dies, I think I'd rather it was Mari than it was Hollow. So we'll put Hollow here. Everyone's still in the healing range. We'll go ahead and pop her ult as soon as she gets it. Huge smash damage coming in. Oh my gosh, almost killed her already. That is not a good sign. So we may actually have to bring Olag in just to make sure we don't, you know, get smoked on by that. So I can pop this. Probably going to go ahead and do it. Just get a couple extra stun procs in on there. There we go. Pop her as soon as we can get it. We got 5 stacks on him, so that's going to drop that attack by 60%. That's pretty good. That shouldn't hurt too bad. I mean, it still hurts a little bit. I could have popped Mari there. Obviously didn't do that. That's a whoopsie on my part. Go ahead and pop her. Start getting some damage out. We're already nearly halfway through his first health bar. Ugh, that kind of hits hard. Now, as long as he doesn't do a super slap like right away, we should be all right. Let's go ahead and pop her ult now. That'll get some stacks on him for the freeze. Oops. Click on this, get some stacks from there. I don't know if that even counted as stacks. It may not have. Either way, we got it to 7 stacks this time, so a tremendous amount of attack debuff, although it still says 6 for some reason. Shouldn't hurt nearly as bad. Yeah, that barely does anything, so he's down for the first phase. This is great. So we ain't got to worry about Sawblade anymore. What we have to worry about now is him popping the that defense bonus, which he is going to start doing, and it's very annoying because we have nobody who can strip debuffs or buffs off the boss. That's not an epic ability right now. We're going to go ahead and probably pop all of this, get everyone kind of rolling. I guess we can pop that, not that it makes too big of a difference. But he will be increasing his own defense pretty constantly, and the only way we're going to probably get through that is with both the hammer and Elysia doing most of the work, because no one else can really, like, shred through that. I don't have any true damage dealers built on the team yet. Obviously, in the future, I could drop Navras and probably... Good lord. Why? Oh, I hit Deimos because Deimos' ult was on. When Deimos pops his ult, he gets a huge amount of max HP. So his health actually went higher up than Livian, so he got double smacked by that. That's pretty crazy. He survived it, though, so we're good. We got him down to 50% life, and we got 2 minutes left to go here. I'm going to spam her ult as soon as she gets it pretty much every time. This phase doesn't hit too hard, and that's nice. It's just mostly going to be, can you break through all of his HP? I guess we can go ahead and pop that. It kind of makes sense. Get these guys rolling, and then we can pop that. We've only got 30% left. We got 1:40. I think we're going to get through this phase. Phase 3 is going to be a big toughie there. Oh, it hit Deimos again. He is tanking it, though. Deimos is doing all right there. So he's kind of taking some of that damage off of Livian, which is great. The Aegis mode coming back up. Go ahead and pop this. 16% life. I think we will get through phase 2, which is awesome. That's never been done by me before. Love to see it. I'm gonna go ahead and pop this as well. As you can see, a lot of the damage numbers popping up right now are very, very low damage, but that's okay. She's doing the vast majority of it back here, and that's awesome. 5% life left. He has 5 stacks of defense. This also does boost his damage dealt as well. So you got to be a little bit careful because that shield little rake that he does can kind of smoke people down. There he goes. He's been broken. Now, I'm not going to pop any abilities right now while he's in this phase with 0% health, because if I do that, it doesn't count towards his next phase's HP. At least this is what I've seen. If you wait till he gets his full health up like this, now you can start popping your abilities. I'm not going to pop her yet. I'm going to wait on that. I've been trying to nuke him down as fast as possible. I'll wait till I get acid venomed again before I cleanse everyone, because if I start waiting too long on that, my dudes are going to burn out. So we're going to go ahead and cleanse that off right away. The real question's going to be, we're still okay. Everyone's still alive. We got him down to half HP, which is great. I don't know if we'll be able to start round 2 because we can't cleanse twice. And this is the downside of having an epic that has kind of her range, but also just not being able to carry our second cleanser in. I haven't upgraded into Sandy yet, so having her would be kind of a big deal. I'm going to go ahead and pop this. I don't know. This 10 stacks of poison's probably going to do us in. Although we are very, very close. We are insanely close. I just don't know. 7%. She's kind of keeping herself alive, which is great. She does cleanse herself, and then she died from double smack. Although I'm not sure why she got hit by it and not Livian. I guess Livian must have been lower on HP, but we got very, very close there to actually getting all the way through phase 3, which is pretty nice. I'm happy with that. That's pretty solid. Once we get into Sandy upgraded, that will make this much, much easier. I can drop a DPS probably like Navras, who's not really doing anything, bring her as a secondary cleanse unit, and then on that second wave of poisons, I'll pop her ability and she'll cleanse everybody off, and then we will definitely for sure be making it through phase 3. But I'm going to save that one. I feel like that was a pretty good run. I liked it. 47.62, that's great. We're obviously not going to make it to the 8,000 chest, but we did make it to the 3,500 chest, and the damage here, 20 million damage from Elysia, so she definitely hard carried there. 13 million though from Deimos. Even down here, 6 million from Estrid. That's not bad. She does have extra penetration, which is great. Once we've awakened Wrath 5 times, he will also have a little bit more penetration. That's just part of his awakening. He doesn't have that right now. He's only A1. But she did a fairly decent job of doing the tanking all by herself. Actually almost dropped, 500,000 damage. Not bad. Not bad. I don't know if we need Mari here. The extra damage she brings is great. The extra crowd control she brings is pretty great. So I'll probably leave her in for now. But if someone's going to get dropped, it'll probably be Navras for Sandy. And that will help us get through that first phase 3 stage. We'll go back to phase 1. And hopefully we can make it through the buffed up phase 1. But I don't know. That'll be pretty tough. But there we go. Pretty solid. I'm pretty happy with that performance. Obviously, she's doing great damage. And remember, this is not like the cream of the crop in-game Elysia build or anything. This is just T1 gear. Not even the best T1 gear. Pretty decent T1 gear, but nothing like crazy. But yeah, I mean, I'm pretty happy with that. So that brings us some sweet lootage. Where we sitting at right now, team-wise. Way down here. But it feels good either way, because we did that with epics. All right? Epics only. Love to see it. Now, I'm thinking that's pretty much all I wanted to do testing-wise for her. But yeah, I mean, I can imagine if you have actual, like, good gear sets, you got, like, a Mortal Warrior or whatever. What's the other one? Is it... It's not Hell... Is it Cataclysm? Maybe it's No. Cataclysm is a right side. I can't remember. There's a tier 3 set. I could actually probably look at it. I do have some gear to forge, I think. I'm not going to do it till I can do, like, a 10 pull. Forge. Yeah, I've only got 60 of each. So not quite ready to do a forging. Once we've run all of our dungeon keys out, we'll do that. What is it? Wicked Vengeance. There we go. Wicked Vengeance is essentially Annihilating Might, but stronger. So, like, a good, solid Wicked Vengeance set on her would be great. And I feel like I'm not sure 100% how, that's T3 stuff, how the Soulbound Arcana will work on her, because she already does have skills that boost her damage. So like her talent up here, she'll actually get a 30% damage boost from her talent. I don't think that Soulbound Arcana just adds on to that. Even if it does, that's still awesome. I feel like it'll be the strongest set on her. I don't think, well, actually, no. Because her ultimate, her basic attack, I mean, Infernal Roar could also be crazy. That'll be a fun one to test. Whether Soulbound Arcana or Infernal Roar hits harder on Elysia, that'll be a cool one to see. But for nowsies, I've done what I wanted to do. We've made some progress. We hit 11k on Nightmare 3. I love that. I feel like we might be able to break that second shield on Nightmare 4. Not 100% sure on it, but I think we could. And Simra, we've got ourselves the second chest already, which is great. Love to see it. Our secondary team will do almost nothing, but our first team's doing some work. But hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, don't forget, smash that thumbs up button and show your support, and I will see you guys in the next one.